What's up, everybody? It's your girl Laura Wilson Johnson, and I'm here with the most beautiful Audrey.
Hi. My name's Audrey. I'm here with my wonderful friend Laura Wilson Johnson. Oh man, I'm just so excited to be with her because we don't get to be together much. But I wanted her to talk about the Beautifully Scarred project. That was it 2 years ago that we did the project because. Alora is how old? Almost 3?
Yeah, she'll be 3 next month.
3 next month.
No, this month. We're in November.
Oh gosh, yep. Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
baby.
Yes. Oh.
Are you coming back to me? Okay, I'm gonna let mommy talk.
Yeah. So, the Beautifully Scarred is actually it's a foundation. It's a foundation that I'm putting together, and I started with the magazine, which is a book of survival stories. We covered everything from kidney failures to prematurity, cancer, different types of cancers, of family, a mother and 2 daughters who all had some form of cancer. From that all the way to being scarred invisibly, not seeing scars. And this was my story for the invisible scars that you couldn't see. And I'm sure Audrey will touch on it if she hadn't already, but she touched on the part of losing a baby and how that scarred her because she didn't have the visible scars to show.
That it happened,
Yeah, that it actually happened. So it's a powerful book. I'm in it. My story is covered, which is a very, very, very lengthy story. My daughter's, her story is in it. We cover her prematurity. We talk about a lot of the diagnosis that she received being born 17 weeks early. And I have my niece is in it who was also a premature baby. And just a lot of different forms of people expressing how they are beautifully scarred. And so, yeah, I'm actually going to work on more books, more magazines to come out. I already have an idea for a volume 2 and a volume 3.
Oh, right.
So Alora was diagnosed with something that I had never heard about before being born, which is hydrocephalus, which is in short form, it's water on the brain. And so the next book I want to actually cover is speaking on and bringing awareness to hydrocephalus. So
and what that means,
yeah. So, yeah, I got it. I'm blessed to be able to have a writer. First of all, Audrey's my favorite writer in the whole wide world. She knows it. So
She's
that's
my favorite singer.
Listen,
she knows it.
But that's how I introduce her. Like if I be like, yeah, heard of Audrey? You know she's a writer, right? You've seen her write a book. Have you seen her write a passage, a post on Facebook? They're always so impacting. So yeah.
When we were talking before you pulled up, we were talking just about my loss with Karis.
Okay.
And just like what would I say to other women who have lost and too, like you've had your share of losses. I did mention to him, like even the 2010 song, the video, and it starts. I think it's really beautiful that you start with the death of your brother, because people sometimes they see the high point or the right now part of a story and they think that that's the hardest thing in the world for you.
Right.
But they're like, God, we done been through some stuff before.
Right. Absolutely. And I think it's, I remember a pastor who's well known, whose name I won't mention, but he saw I think it was maybe my video or maybe the news article of them sharing my story. And he was like, I did not know you had gone through, all of that. And I'm like, whew, I've been going through since birth.
Yeah.
And no, that's real life. Like are you worshiping?
Yes.
but real life. I've been going through since birth. I wrote a song in 2008.
Yeah.
I released a song called Satisfied, and it talks about how when my mom carried me, her blood pressure, and I don't go this far into details, but the story is her blood pressure got really, really high, and she went to the hospital, and without her knowledge, her amniotic fluid had already leaked out of her. So they were unaware of how long I had been in her womb without the fluid that the babies are normally, submerged in.
Wow.
And so they had to, of course, go forth with the delivery, but the doctors told her that, we can't save both of you. Like, it's either you or the baby. And they said that if I was to survive, that I would be brain damage, deaf, and blind.
Wow.
And so those were the odds that was set up.
No.
Absolutely. And so that was canceled. On October 28th, that was canceled. And so, in 98, I lose my mom, 12 years later, to cancer, but she was diagnosed a year after I was born. So I'm like, okay, survivor. So it's almost like I was always given the tools and the guidance, the images, or the models that I needed to learn what survival would be like. And so that's been literally the story of my life, surviving. But a lot of people, when they think about being in survival mode, it's like, dang, you got to go through something to survive. Nobody wants to be the person to have to survive. But I don't know. I count it as an honor to be able to brag on the type of God we serve.
Yes.
So his ability to carry me through what may have seemed impossible is me saying, but I'm not making what you're going through light. I'm not saying that it's not hard for you, but I've seen hard things.
Yeah, but remember when I was telling you that scripture? Yeah. I was like, this light affliction.
Yeah.
I was like, it doesn't mean that what you're going through is not difficult, but by the time God's glory is revealed, it will be light in comparison.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And so we are given the ability to brag on an amazing God. And so that's what my life is. That's what her life is.
It is. I was saying before, like, the scripture, cast all your cares on him before he cares on you, because he cares for you. I was like, listen, you got to take God up on that stuff. I was like, if whoever says that you can't be angry with God, yes, you can. He can take it. You can't ask God questions.
Yes,
who else you going to ask? Who knows?
Right.
So, like, that idea that God can't take the truth of our emotions or our disappointment or our hurt or our pain, it's just not true. Right. And so if you don't go to God, where else you gonna go?
Right. It's another thing that you
like
said.
The Bella Noche girl. I mean, if you can't go to God, where else could you go?
Where else you gonna go? But I remember, like, first of all, she's a walking book. Like, she has so much wisdom, so much knowledge. I just said, anytime Audrey calls, I can have nothing to do. I can't have nothing to do because it's always going to be good information, good conversation. It's just always good. But I remember one thing she said to me on the phone, and it was like, I don't always want God to perform a miracle. Like, for him to have to perform a miracle means I'm in need, and I don't always want to be in need. And that's real life. That's what you can go to God and like God, like, look, I know you say I can handle this, but I don't want a miracle. I don't want to be unless I absolutely need one. And then when I need one, that means like I'm at my lowest, right? And I don't want to be at my lowest all the time. And I think those are conversations that you need to be comfortable enough to have with God. He knows. And
then for every word that I have, she knows how to bring me back into simplicity. I will call her and ramble on, and she'll be like, well, we move forward. And that'll be enough. And I'm still, 5 years later, moving forward. Because I rambled for 20 minutes. And she think about it and she hears me. But she's like, well, or we continue. If you go to the hashtag on Facebook, you can see a lot of the continuing story of this lovely lady, Miss Alora.
And that's the thing.
But I love how she, as complex as I can be, she can be just as powerful with simplicity. We continue and we move forward.
Well, we move forward.
Yes.
So.
Listen,
there's such a balance in this thing. She gives me all the words I can't say.
And she wraps it all up in nice little casing and be like, well, we move forward.
I love that. I love that, you guys. Well, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for being a part of your spotlight moment.
Yes.
And don't play. Go get this book. I should have worn my yes, and it's sitting on my dresser. Don't play. Like, she's full of knowledge, and she put it all in a book. So when you can't get to her, just read what she said. It's goodness. It's goodness.
You gotta tell them, Alora. Rules of royalty.
Rules of royalty. Understanding your purpose, privilege.
She says, every resource that exists in the earth is readily available to me and remains at my disposal. Amen.
Amen. I think she's going to be a reader.
The last picture I showed my mom of her was her sitting. I was like, look at her just reading away. Go ahead. Those little glasses that she won't keep on. It's all good. Maybe she's saying I don't need them.
Yeah.
Good. But yeah, so.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting Laura join in and crash our little space.
No doubt.
Thank you.
You guys have known each other.
2007 is when we met.
Yep.
2007.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So.
And she's been a part of almost every major part of my life since then.
Really?
We were
From
immediately
CD recordings to my magazine to the birth of my baby. Like when I got out of surgery, one of the things that my doctor kept saying was, "You have a friend from Savannah, Georgia." She was like right here, and I was like, Audrey Aaron. Audrey Aaron. But they talked about her, and evidently she left such a presence. To my doctors.
And even that timing, I was so glad because I had this job that it was the most money I ever made, but it was not the best money I ever made, and I just walked away and to nothing. I didn't have anything else lined up, but I was like, I cannot continue to do this job. I just need a break, and so my last day at that job was Halloween, so October 31st. So I took a month off, and that month was when everything happened with Laura. Wow. And so I was just so glad. So I was on the phone with her husband. I said, I don't care what time it is, day. Let's not beat yourself up. Where is it?
No, wait.
Hold on, we'll give it back.
Did you drop it?
We dropped it somewhere. You see it?
Did you abracadabra?
Right on the right side of you.
Oh, it's on the chair on the other side?
On the side.
Oh, I see. But I was so glad because I was just home, just kind of regrouping and doing nothing. And so when I found out everything happened, I was like, Sean, just whatever time of day or night, text me, call me. Mm-hmm. He sent me one picture of her. She was sitting on the side of the bed. He was like, this is the only way. He had sent me a picture of the x-ray where all of her intestines were just all different places in the body they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And her lungs though, but then the doctor said sing and save her life because she had all this capacity for this. But he sent me that, and he sent me a picture of her on the side of the bed, and he said it's the only way she can get comfortable. And so I looked at the picture and I matched her position on the side of my bed and prayed. Now I will say,
they're about to send me.
Listen, I matched her position, and because of what I had been through, and I knew Laura was still pregnant. Laura wasn't born yet.
Right.
And I was fearful to pray for other pregnant women because of my own situation.
Really?
Yes. Because I didn't want to transfer any residue and I didn't want, if anything happened, I didn't want it to be. But I was like, Laura too important. The devil's not about to push me around. And I'm praying for this girl and her baby. And that was what broke my fear of praying for pregnant women. Wow. Because my dearest friend is up here. I'm like, we're not doing this. The devil is not about to win this round. No. And I remember I prayed for another friend of mine who was pregnant, but I was very timid to do. I did it out of obedience, but I was very timid to do it.
Come here,
girl. But that night I was like, I ain't got nothing but time. I ain't got no job to go to in the morning. I ain't got nothing but time and love for my friend. Man. And so I still have the picture, but I matched her position, and I was like, I said a thing to just get fear out of the way. Yeah. And I prayed freely for my friend and her baby, and here they are.
That's awesome. I wanted to ask you. You read the Rules of Royalty, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't completed. I'm all
right.
I'm
guilty too. I'm guilty too.
I got.
Let me tell y'all what I did.
The version that wasn't completed anyway.
Yeah, well, the pre one, it's done. It's just a couple of typos. But she got one of the advanced copies. But I'll tell you what. One thing I did because I didn't want to waste. You take this. I didn't want to waste people's time. I respect the reader experience. Mm-hmm. And so it does build. It's a comprehensive thing. So it does build. But at the same time, one of the things I did to test, like I just sat on my couch with my book like 12 times and just closed it and opened it. And whatever page I opened, like, is there something of value on this page? Yeah. If it's not, I need to go edit. I close it again and open up. And I just picked the sentence. Is there something of value on this page? Wow. So even if somebody, like the people I sent to were like you, like Shanika Vale House, who like y'all busy women, y'all may not have time to sit and read a whole book. But if you can, and if you come in and read one page, hopefully there's something on that page that can take you through, and then whenever you got time to come back to it, it'll be here for you. Yeah. So that's one of the things. Like you can read it fragmented, and it'll still be a blessing to you. Yes. Says Sharita Marie Fulton and Laura Ann Johnson, ladies, your love and friendship were my life support in the darkest of times. Thank you from the depths of my heart.
And that she does that so often if she would have never put that.
And ironically, those are the two women that I prayed for when they were pregnant: Sharita
Right.
Marie Fulton, love you, Rita, and Laura.
Wow.
Audrey, thank
Darius.
you.
She's amazing.
I appreciate
When are we
you.
gonna come do part 2?
Whenever you're ready to come back.
You gotta,
and do
after you
part
finish
two.
it.
After,
you
yeah,
finish
about
it, have a whole
that. After
after
I
you
finish
finish
it, we're gonna do that.
I'm just glad
Peace
to
and
be
grace
here.
to y'all.
I've been trying to get to
Appreciate
this
y'all.
space, thinking kingdom media. I've been trying. I am a fan of this space. However, I can support it, but I have been looking forward to getting up here. So, yay! Thank you for having me.
No doubt.
Stinking. Cause I ain't tell ya. Go ahead and focus and meditate on this greatness. If you don't hear the glory, you probably still stuck in the matrix. He said this is for me. Living revelation on your playlist. Since everybody A-listed, we probably need to pray this. The kingdom is coming. Better yet, the kingdom is here and we the proof of purchase. And I'm not a part of no circus, we two different churches. Who you manifest in the earth with? Undermining our purposes for the blessings and the cursing, you know that.